Hello and happy Easter. It's Easter Sunday today. And I just watched the video of the Danger Story that was posted. I thought it was very profound. It was very enlightening, and I'm definitely going to show it to my students. So this is my video for 724 1.1, my Danger Single Story. And when I watched this video, it just hit me almost immediately what my story was going to be, because it relates a lot to what she was saying as far as what we think we know and what is reality. I grew up in a very small town in Garrett, Indiana, just north of Fort Wayne, a small town of about 5,000 people, predominantly almost all white. Very small high school, very small middle school. My graduating class was 97 students, so it was very small. And I can remember a student, I don't remember what year it was, but I remember a student that was in our school. He wasn't in any of my classes, he was African American. And I remember thinking, being awkward. I remember not sure how to approach him. I know he did have friends. I saw him around with friends, but I did not know how to approach him, and I thought it was interesting that he was at our school. My family would refer to him as colored instead of African American, because that's how my family talked about African Americans. I think that's how everyone talks about it, is how they're raised and how they're grown up. So that's how what I referred or thought of African Americans as colored. And then my friend Billy, he moved to Fort Wayne, which is a major big city, and he moved in an area predominantly African American. And when I was visiting there and we went to the park, him and I ran across these other kids that were African American, and they pulled knives on us. And they were just basically teasing us and harassing us, didn't really do anything. And then they left. And I remember thinking to myself that, okay, this is what I know of African Americans. I thought they were poor, because that was a poor neighborhood. They were mean, they weren't friendly, and that. So that's kind of what I remembered and all I knew about African Americans. And then I joined the Navy, 1986. June of 1986, and then of course in boot camp we had a lot of African Americans there, and some of them also kind of resembled being kind of bully type, not very friendly, and stuff like that. But as I got to know more and more of them throughout boot camp, I learned about this other African American that I just got to know. He was very friendly. He was funny. His name was Douglas, and we didn't really know each other real well in boot camp, but we did talk a lot, and we just kind of connected a little bit. In boot camp, you're kind of too busy to really do much anything else. And then later on, we went into our first training school, and he went to the same school. And then we became friends, where we had more opportunity, because we actually had liberty after school, and we had time to get to know each other, and he became a best friend. And I got to know him, and my perception and what I thought of African Americans definitely shifted, because this was someone that was funny, was friendly, and I actually liked being around. And so I learned a lot from that experience. And then later on, being in the Navy throughout my 32 years, I've had a lot of African American friends that are to this day still my friends. So I think this is definitely a great a video that we saw in relation to Danger Single Story, how we just can have presumptions of a culture or community, of what we think we know it is, and in actuality, it's something completely different. And as a transformational leader, I think that's key, especially whatever group that we're leading, to be aware of that and to not have preconceptions of what we think it is. So that is my Danger Single Story, and you have a great day, and we'll see you next time.